Good evening. It is May 11th, 2026. I'm Glenda Carlin, and this is our weekly A Course in Miracles and Tibetan Buddhist get together. But this week, our meeting's on Monday night, May 11th, because tomorrow night I'll be attending a free teaching by, I forget the name of the person that's tomorrow night. I don't know if I put it in my email or not. I didn't. It's in my email. There's the link to register for a free teaching about preparing for the dark.
Is
And
it
dark
David
means death.
Germano? Is it David Germano?
You know, it might be,
Might
Lisa,
be. Yeah.
David
Okay.
Shimano. And
David
then
Germano. Anyway, I'll say I'll be quiet.
the next Saturday is Andrew Holacek. But tomorrow night, Tuesday night, is at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that link is uh well, let's see. I don't know in that last email if I gave you all the link, but it's called thefield.us. And anyone that wants that link, you can message me on Facebook and I'll provide it, or just call up Andrew Holacek's website as well. Anyway, okay. Now, so tomorrow, our meeting's tonight, Monday night, not tomorrow night. But the following week, which is let's look here, May 19th, we'll go back to our weekly Tuesday night meetings at 7 p.m. Eastern time. First, we're going to welcome God Ed, God Debbie, because Holy Spirit said, even if just one or two people appear, I was to have a meeting each week. Holy Spirit wouldn't let me off. and because he wants to keep me current with my writings and sharing of these experiences, because it could be a benefit to each of you in some way, and help smooth and your awakening. um so the topic for tonight's teaching, which I never know what the topic's going to be, but this topic is um, let your vehicle go on autopilot. And why that phrase came up, I listened to those 6 meditation CD discs of Lama Surya Das called Dzogchen Meditation, the direct path of awakening the Buddha within. And I have to say, but you can also get them with the audio version, not the old timey CD disc. But there's 6 discs, 6 separate sessions where he methodically takes us from uh, the introduction of mind, the glimpse of this clear light mind, to beingness in the 6th disc. Just beingness, beyond two-ness, beyond oneness, and beyond noneness. Two is just this, and he doesn't even say what's beyond noneness, but to me it's like isness. He can't describe its suchness, this clear light. How can you describe clear light that's pure, just pure God's presence that you be with, you learn to, first you glimpse it, and then you be with it more and more and more, and it starts to mature and stabilize into the view, the capital V view, where now whatever I'm doing, I see the clear light of God's presence. I see the view, where that means there's an integration there of dualism and non-dualism. It's the object images are here. They're not left aside. They're totally imminent within the clear light. But he's not kidding when with each 6 discs, If you want to truly awaken from the delusion of separation, just buy that through Sounds True. I'm not sure where else it is. And I listen to it over and over and over with that sleep mask on. And what happens is then my awareness is getting cultivated into capital A awareness. This awareness of this clear light presence of God's presence is getting deepening, deepening, deepening. You can save yourself years of work being with those meditations that he does there. And he's teaching you how to meditate. And he's teaching what's called non-meditation. And I never got that for years. The meditation of non-meditation. What the hell is that? Well, that means as you look out, as things are, that's non-meditation. And clear light of God's presence is here right now with whatever activity I'm doing. So that's non-meditation. I don't have to go into some lowered REM sleep or lowered vibration. But now we learn how to be aware by meditating, of course, and relaxing. But it boils down to seeing it as it is means, and seeing it as it is you see through, be through, cut through these images to see the clear light of spirit that they are, and leave things as they are. Then you end up with be as is. You're being as is. You're just being. You're walking around, talking to your friends, doing whatever, going to the grocery store. There's no separation. You are within the clear light of God's presence. You are the presence of God. It's here now, non-meditation. That's that's Dzogchen, Dzogchen. It is being as is, leaving things as they are. They're called the four great flops, the four great, leave it as it is. Anyway, so as a result of that sleep mask and listen to those CDs, and then about Dzogchen meditation. And then, I meditate daily with a group. There's a synergy energy with a group, a Sangha group. Relaxing, being present, being 100% fully present. So that brings up, I got an email from one of, I guess, a person that listens to my teachings, receives my emails weekly, and the email wanted to know if here it is, what'd she say? You ever have the ability to recognize God's will for me in this 3D world? Please let me know. In confusion for years. That's what this person wrote me. They wanted me to give them what God's will was for them. And so I sat with that and I wrote a reply back that to me, God's will for not just her, but everybody, every sentient being, is to see the light in everyone and everything. That's her purpose. That's God's will for every sentient being, including yourself. And how the hell do you see the light in everyone and everything? That means you practice during the day, stopping to whatever images are in front of you, to stop and think of them, looking beyond the body to the clear light of spirit that they are. Or Trechet is seeing through their image to their clear light essence. No, the thing is, you're never going to see the clear light of essence if you don't practice integrating it in your daily life. Sometimes, in the Christian world, there's church on Sunday. And so what is that, a couple hours? So what the heck do those people do for the next 6 3/4 days? Or if, like on the Sabbath, if you celebrate your faith on the Sabbath, what happens on the other 6 3/4 days? And that's what Buddha was teaching, is to integrate these practices within your daily life. That's called the four dharmas of Gampopa or Longchenpa. The first one is may your heart and mind turn towards the Dharma. The Dharma means spiritual truth. And the next one is may may the path. Oh, may the path. May this develop into a path. Path means each day you're practicing these truths by integrating them with images you see in your mind and whatever shows up in front of your face. And the third one is something like, and may the path dispel confusion, because confusion, we're confused about what we are. What is our true nature? Are we don't ever put the body in harm's way, but we're in essence really a light being that's within this physical body. There's layers of this within this body, mental body, physical body, light body, but we're vibrating light particles that can experience this physical world. And the last one is may confusion itself dawn as primordial awareness. Now, how are you ever going to have primordial awareness dawn if you don't practice every day? It'll take you years, more lifetimes. Anyway, I also said to her, is besides that, the practicing seeing through people deconditions and reconditions this egoic left brain hemisphere, this thinking mind. And then we're having proactive responses instead of reactive. Then I said in the email, I told her in my email that I sent out, there was a whole list of practices that I've done and that I've changed to doing in the last 6 months for her to consider looking at those and implementing those in her daily life. And the last thing I wrote was, God's will, I think, for everybody is to live their life fully 100% present with what they're doing while they're doing it. And if you do that, then guess what happens? You dang real fast see you're thinking about the past or the future, not in the now moment. That sounds so simple, but it's not. We're living in the past or the present or the future. We're not living in the now moment, fully aware of what we're doing while we're doing it. The mind wanders because we've not trained it. We've not cultivated this wakened awareness that is stopping once in a while to see the clear light of spirit that's in us and all these images. Okay, so where did I learn about put the vehicle on autopilot was within one of those meditation, Lama Surya Das's meditation disc. And why it came up was, I forget the date, May 9th, I think might have been Saturday night. I was playing solitaire. I put the solitaire game as an app on my TV. And so I have a big screen with my remote then, I'm playing this game. And while I'm playing this game, it dawns on me, I'm playing an illusionary game. Because I'll say to myself, there's nothing to see and no one's seeing anything. You're realizing, hey, there's no cards out there, there's no TV. These are all just expressions of this clear light. It's just it's a hologram. Things are arising and things are liberating. Now, in the mind, they arise and liberate, and in our form, in form, our relatives, ourselves, the bodies die. That's how they come and go. And they age, they suffer, they die. That's the change. And that's why they're not permanent. That's why they're fleeting and not eternal and not our true nature. Our true nature is this clear light that never leaves. It's always here. Always here. It never leaves. But anyway, so I was playing this card game on the TV and I thought, gee, while I'm playing this card game, I'm going to chant Om Mani Padme Hum. Read. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. And that is my favorite mantra, has been from years ago. From years, I've only been known about practicing Buddhism since October of 2019. See, I was practicing A Course in Miracles, but I signed up for something and they didn't have A Course in Miracles. They just had Buddhism. So I went, oh, yeah, I'm all right, Buddhist. Heck, I didn't know anything about Buddhism. I just knew Buddha was enlightened. So, so I thought, I'm going to practice that mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. So as I was playing the game, I was chanting that mantra in my mind, silently saying it, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Re, HRI at the end. I put Om Mani Padme Hum Re, Om Mani Padme Hum Re. And as I was making decisions, which cards to move and which cards to leave alone and when to change the deck, etc. And I forget how long that went on where I'm chanting. And I found it surprisingly easy to chant O Mani Padme Hum Re as I was playing that game. And that's the first time it ever occurred to me to do such a thing because I wanted to be of benefit to all sentient beings. That mantra, I think, is the favorite mantra of the Dalai Lama as well. And in one of my emails, it breaks out all those syllables and all those letters. Sometimes I'll just spell out each letter, OHMPADMEHUNHRI, and see the letters are spinning off like the winds of the crown chakra, going dispersing out to all the 6 realms of small g gods, demigods, humans, animals, hungry ghosts, innocents, and hell. These syllables actually do touch these beings. I don't know if it touches their heart and their mind and their body in all kinds of ways. It helps them awaken. I am not kidding, because you are light bodies. The chakras, some are closed down or shut down. And this mantra is a beautiful mantra to chant to yourself. It helps open your chakras, your central channel. I don't know what all it does. I just know it's the most powerful mantra, an important mantra that I know of. Now I do others in the chants. So I'm chanting this mantra. There's God Julia. Welcome, God Julia. And there's God Debbie. God Ed. And do you know, all of a sudden, I did not have to chant the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum Re. I'm not kidding you. That mantra was going all by itself in my mind, in the background, while I played this game. I'm selecting which cards to play, where the colors are, the sequence, putting numbers below where the aces are so I can free up stuff above. It's a real precise game when you really get in the nuances of playing this game. While I for sure knew that the cards weren't there. But anyway, the mantra's going on all by itself in the background. And I think to myself, oh, I'm just going to say something out loud. So I start saying things out loud. The mantra's still going on in the background in my mind. I get up and walk to the bathroom. Mantra's still going in the back of my mind. And I go, this is unusual. And then when I re-listened to that disc number 6 of Lama Surya Das's Dzogchen meditation training, he said just some few words, something like put the vehicle on autopilot. And dang, I thought, that's what's happened. The Buddha, the Christ, has gone on autopilot. It's doing its own thing. It's doing its holy business, because Om Mani Padme Hum Re is helping liberate all these 6 realms. And when I sing and chant that mantra, I see the Pure Land, which is here right now. Used to, I thought the Pure Land was above my hand at the primordial ground, but now the primordial ground, that luminous clear light, is right here, right now. And the Pure Land's right here, right now. And all the enlightened beings are here right now with all of us. All sentient beings are here right now. And I saw that they were chanting this important mantra. This was an important mantra that they were chanting. Um, and is not, sometimes when I'm really busy with something, then I'm just really concentrating on whatever I'm doing. Then I kind of lean back and tune in, and that mantra is still being chanted in the background. Om Mani Padme Hum Re. So now that was the ninth. I can't lose track of the ninth, Saturday. Now today is Monday. So Monday, the 11th, I'm sitting in my chair in the living room, and let's see what we I was meditating, or just being, I just was being, just being present and seeing the clear light that is everywhere. And, you know, it dawned on me, see, these thoughts that we get truly can be from our higher self, or Christ, Buddha, God, nature. But anyway, I got the thought to chant H-U-M or H-U-N-G, let's see, Omahum, it's Om is crown chakra, hum. Well, I'm not sure. It might be throat. Whom I used to think was heart chakra, but something different. Oh, well, anyway, so what happened was I realized these meditation that I'm listening to, because when I've got that sleep mask on, it's like the oral transmission is coming straight through my ears, my body, my eyes, coming straight in and doing whatever it needs to do. And I'm thinking whatever, and I'm asking Holy Spirit, please let me take on whatever words or information that I can, and help me share them with my group so that I can help give them tidbits or things that might be able to help them wake up sooner. I'm not kidding. That's my prayer. Help me implement whatever I'm learning so I can pass this on as best I can. And so within one of those meditation CDs that you can buy in the audio version, Lama Surya Das talks about the kaleshas. See, the kaleshas are these poisons that that there's things the mind think about that distract us. So when we're distracted by fear or vengeance or greed or whatever it is, we're not lean back, present, and aware with the clear light of spirit. But when we are awakening he says, and I he says, so I believe him. The five kaleshas turn into five wisdoms. And see, I don't understand this. I can't quote these things. I'm just realizing I'm experiencing what he's talking about. In that, insights come now. Instead of being fearful, there's an insight about fear. There's an insight that transcends, transcends to these higher paramitas, these virtuous actions, these virtuous ways of being, etc. But the thing is, in there, he talks about the five wisdoms, and then he would talk about five whom's, and just said these words. He didn't elaborate. But man, my ears are really, and my awareness is cultivated now. It picks up on things that evidently awareness wants me to do. And so it came to me to practice saying five whom's to myself in a row. So And we do this sometimes in our daily meditation group where we'll go, hmm, 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 hmm. Then you do, hmm, 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 hmm. And we do five. And anyway, it came to me to do five hums 5 different times. You with me? And so I did. I sat there in my chair and was saying whom's, this whom. And this afternoon. And then, lo and behold, my third eye started silently saying, whom, whom. He just kept repeating, hmm. I'm not kidding. And see, this is autopilot. This is our higher Christ Buddha nature is doing this. I'm not doing this. And sometimes that Lama Surya Das will say, just let Buddha do it for you. Let Buddha breathe through you. Let Buddha think through you. Let Buddha hear through you. Well, now I'm getting it because that's this autopilot. When we lean back, when we lean back from this left brain thinking mind, due to thinking of seeing the light in everything and everyone, what happens, we're accessing the right brain, spiritual side, but more than that, they're joined. They rejoin back to this Garden of Eden primordial ground where nirvana is within samsara. And it's within samsara because the clear light essence is in everything, no matter what it looks like. So nirvana is within samsara. And in one of these CDs, it goes, yeah, you're all Buddhists by nature. You just need a little tweaking. And that tweaking is us integrating these spiritual practices into our daily life, which deconditions and reconditions this ordinary small m mind, the small s self, to this higher capital M mind, this higher capital A awareness, capital B plus beingness. We'll become back to our natural state, this natural state. And you know, this natural state, what I'm now realizing and experiencing, its purpose is to be a benefit for one and all, to help all beings wake up from the dream of separation, of being a separate self, they're separate others, and a separate world out there. Because the old money pay me home is a vibration. It's sending out a light vibration that's healing, and whom is another light vibration that's being sent out. And its purpose is to help all sentient beings heal. That's the default state for, and as far as what I'm experiencing now, that's my nature, my true Buddha Christ nature. Has taken over. Has taken over. Okay, now I want to discuss this Sunday, this last Sunday, Lama Roger Wash led the Sunday Town Hall meditation group and gave a teaching. And before I forget, I want to cover something I was talking with Ed about before you came online. One of the questions a person asked after his teaching, what do you do if you're about to fall asleep during meditation? And I've wondered about the same answer to give, what to give to students. And I wrote it down. He says, open your eyes, make sure your spine's erect, take vigorous breaths. And the last thing, if you're still falling asleep, he says he did this, slap your face. Don't fall asleep. Be alert, spontaneous, lucid, awake. And then second, there's a lady that asked a question to Lama Roger at the end. I want to cover this, make sure I get it in. She was talking about she had attended some teaching where the teacher talked about that thoughts are not awareness. Thoughts are not your awareness. And when they said that, she started crying and it really upset her. So she exited the Zoom meeting, but then she realized, hold it, I'm going to go back in the meeting and sit with that. She knew enough, see that she knew enough. She went back into the meeting, but she brought this up to Lama Roger about what was going on. And, and, I'm going to get this straight. I want to get this straight. 4 and 5. He said to her, because he's I think a psychologist, I forget, and he teaches at, he's a university professor as well. Besides, he's a Lama in Buddhist training, Dzogchen. Okay, so he said, we don't quite know enough because she'd only said a little bit, but he said, you could be scared of your potential. And he said, I'm reading from what I kind of made notes. The general strategy is the same. If you have strength and are centered enough, check in with your body for where this sensation is. She had a mental pain, but see where it's located in the body. It's somewhere in the body, Lama Roger says. Feel what the discomfort is. Feel it. And he says, thoughts will arise and give you insights. Insights will unfold and unravel this sensation, this pain she's having, where it will begin to release or unravel as energy. He says painful emotions are like physical pain telling us to be alert. Something needs to be healed. We tend to push painful emotions away. What we are unwilling to experience will stick around and run your life. It's true. Turn awareness towards your mental pain. When you pay attention, mental pain tends to unravel and release, giving us info about what is going on and will heal if we continue with it. It will release as free energy. As free energy, he says, be curious about the pain. He says she could be scared about her greatness, our great potential. In psychology, this is called Jonah complex, where Jonah was afraid to complete his purpose and was swallowed by the whale. So I'm bringing this up because he's saying what we are unwilling to experience will stick around and run your life. So the purpose of meditation for years brought up images of things that later I would sit with, practice forgiveness on, and seeing through them to the clear light of spirit that they were, over and over and over and over. Even going back through my whole lifetime of images and people, jobs, relationships, family, neighbors, anything that would come to mind about my lifetime, business, all the employees, everything that, because I used to co-own a business. But anyway, if you want to free yourself from the delusion, is then experience, meaning be with this mental pain, which is emotional pain, and it will unravel, it will unfold, and you will get insights that you'll be told what you need to do, what lesson there needs to be done. Okay, now let's see. I want to make sure. Oh, so Lama Roger, I want to talk about really, he was a powerful. Oh, and I see that it's on YouTube. It's on Lama Surya Das's YouTube channel where you can go and re-listen to this 50-minute long teaching from this enlightened being, Lama Roger Walsh. But let's see, page 1. Oh, and then he shared something real honest about himself. He was just been at a 2 month retreat. And he said when he went in, got into retreat, his mind, I'm paraphrasing, he sensed his mind was agitated. There were all these things coming up that hadn't been processed. And so I guess he was trying to process them, but the agitation was staying. And after 2 weeks, it dawned on him that he needed to relax. I think he called someone. They said, sure, relax. So his first almost 50-minute teaching was about relaxation and awareness, that those two words really could summarize the whole Dzogchen, which is the highest Tibetan teaching there is, in 2 words, relaxation and awareness. So that's what he did. The second thing he talked about is appreciation, because last Sunday was Mother's Day. So he talked about appreciation of our mothers and that not all mothers were supportive, but in general, mothers are supportive. But real fast, what I want to describe is he talked about that there's the first woman, females called mitochondrial Eve, that they found the bones of this person, and I guess through DNA and aging, this woman lived 150,000 to 200,000 years ago. And that's 8,000 generations. So picture she's the first female that gave birth to a child and then started this evolution of being, of humans. And so when he was talking about this, I just, oh my goodness, I just picture like a cave, like wild animals roaming around, and about humans, having to be fearful of their life and where they're going to go get food and shelter. And oh my goodness. And to picture, even I feel about like pioneers or people. Some of my ancestors came from Ireland during the potato famine into New York for a better life. Oh, the sufferings, the things that mothers have gone through to raise children and let them grow up, etc. It's just monumental, monumental. So gratitude for all these mothers is what he's expressing. That in the morning when he wakes up, first thing he starts is a practice of gratitude. And he says he has to be a little careful and shorten the list or he might not get out of bed, because this man's thorough. He gets involved about who's man. Because when I'm opening like some salad, I'll go, oh, thank you. The farmers that had the salad. Then, oh, look, somebody had to manufacture this container. Oh, look, then they had to package it, to box it, to ship it. And then the truck driver, and then the grocery store person. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. All it does is prove the interconnectedness of everything, besides the interconnected physically, but the interconnected spirit, the spirit of all of us that we're interconnected with. Just the gratitude, that gratitude. Oh, I want to say this. Gratitude is a quality of mind that reduces fear, vengeance, greed, and grasping to be open to love. Gratitude is a wonderful practice to incorporate in your daily life. Okay, now I want to go to something else real fast. He attended a closing ceremony for a 1 year course that was being given at San Quentin prison there in California. He attended a closing ceremony. It was a year-long program that inmates signed up for. And he described, oh, this is also called, it's called an Inside Out program, also abbreviated GRIP, giving rage into power. Let's go to an inside out. So what this was teaching these inmates to do was to look within themselves about their behavior See, this is what we do with meditation, is learning about our old patterns, our old habitual patterns, our old behaviors, our old events and actions that we've encountered and done that's resulted in some current activity, because karma is cause and effect. What we reap, we sow. So they're teaching these inmates to recondition, decondition their mind, which is what the Buddha is doing and Christ is doing with the Jesus doing with the Course of Miracles, from these old habitual thoughts and habits of reacting, old ways that we've run our life. But anyway, we've allowed the thinking mind and emotion to run our life. And so what I'm going to get back here is, as he was talking, he said victims that were victimized by some of these people came and told their stories of how their life was affected due to the trauma they've due to this acts of these inmates. Tears would just come to my eyes because these inmates were addressing their inner, they were turning the searchlight inward to look at taking responsibility for their life, their actions, instead of pointing, blaming maybe parents, whatever caused them to be so mean or vindictive or whatever they did. And what happened is, I want to get this in because it's so, page 2, page 3, is two inmates got up at the end, and one stood up and said, I get it. Hurt people hurt others. And later another inmate stood up and said, oh yeah, heal people heal people. Isn't that true? But tears just came to my eyes because these people, they were transforming their mind, transmuting their mind, deconditioning, reconditioning their mind, egoic mind. And Lama Rogers said he cried more in that ceremony than he has for 10 years. And when he said that, I just realized, can you imagine an enlightened being in a room of inmates and group of people that have been through a year program of healing their mind, but how this enlightened being allowing himself to relax and feel his emotions and to cry, all that allows a release. Those vibrations go out not just to that room and those people, but out to the whole universe of sentient beings. Then Lama Roger Walsh was helping heal the whole universe from its thoughts of separation from each other, from itself, from others, and from a feeling there's a separate world out there. Thank you, Lama Roger Walsh, for everything you do, and Lama Surya Das, everything each of you two do, and the Dalai Lama and all the Tukus and all the ministers and teachers and that try to help us in this deconditioning and reconditioning of our minds, like Timo. Thank you, Timo, for his Dzogchen group, daily Monday through Saturday Dzogchen group. Okay. Here's what he talks about on relaxation. We didn't start till about 10 after 8, so I'm going to keep going here. I'm just going to read what he said about relaxations. When in doubt, relax. He's talking about he had an agitated mind. And when he called one of his friends, they said, basically, there was some enlightened Lama that had been in a retreat and came out of a retreat to give a teaching that a friend of his was repeating to Lama Roger what she had said. And she said, when in doubt, relax. And that's what I'm saying to you all. When in doubt, relax. Just let go, relax. From this contracted, fast, want to just say something, kind of contracted, reactive state. When in doubt, just relax, just pause. He says, relax out of it. Relax will take care of itself. Relax out of it. Everything settles. Isn't that what happens? That's like that snow globe. When you shake it, and all those snow particles are floating around, but you leave it alone. That's when you leave your mind alone. All those thoughts, sensations, and feelings will settle. They'll just settle. And when they settle, they liberate because we're not stirring and shaking them. We're not gluing moments together. And that brings up another wonderful condensed teaching of Dzogchen. There really is only each moment, a moment, a moment, a moment. And when we wake up to be 100% fully present, then we're awake in a moment, we're not gluing all these moments together to make like a hot tub of blissiness. In meditation, we got to be aware of of making a stagnant pool of blissiness, which is not awakened living. That is asleep living. We're fabricating a manipulated mode of being, which is not your natural mode of being, which is awake, alert, and lucid to each moment, what's showing up in each moment, and where you're seeing through the moments to the clear light of spirit, but then you're responding as needed. If you don't need to respond, you're not responding. If there's waves, there's waves. You respond. If there's no waves, you don't respond. You're being alert to the moment, not painting everything with the same brush. But anyway, moment to moment means there could be happiness and sadness. Happiness could show up in a moment and sadness in another moment. We leave this be. But in our old habitual way of acting, we've tended to glue together judgments or sensations or thoughts about happiness and wanting to keep happiness, right? Or trying to dispel sadness. To keep happiness, we might be rethinking about, other things in the past where we were happy and we're gluing together thoughts. We're not staying present in the moment. We've gone back and we're gluing together thoughts, which is fabricating. That's called a deviation from non-meditation, deviation from the view. The view of clear light is here where we're awake and lucid to seeing what's arising in that moment, and then it liberates and something else arises in a moment. It liberates and something else arises. That's how we're learning to live our life. Awake, alert, lucid in the moment versus gluing these sensations together to make like just from happiness being to like manic something, or just sadness changing to some big depression. To get that big depression, we've glued thoughts together from other experiences that caused our mind to drag down and agree. We've agreed and we've victimized ourselves. We've made up our own thoughts, our own stories, our own imaginings, which we victimize ourselves with. So we stop. So Lama Roger's saying, when in doubt, relax. Just like Jesus says in Course in Miracles, use your feelings to tell you what voice you're listening to. If you feel anxious, agitated, depressed, all those things, we've been listening to the wrong voice. Choose again. Take a breath, take a moment, come back to the moment, and be 100% fully present with what you're doing. The body and the breath is always in the now moment. It's the mind that starts thinking and calculating and doing all those things. But anyway, relaxation and awareness summarizes Dzogchen. This one sentence, relaxation and awareness, will take you nowhere to the here and now. Relaxation is something you allow, and then it allows by itself. See, that's that autopilot. Put the vehicle on autopilot. It just allows, it's accepting unconditional love, this autopilot, this Christ, Buddha, God nature. It's just being. We fall into relaxed awareness. In awareness, there are various mind experiences, emotions arise. All we have to do is be aware of these, not change them, not struggle with them. Images arise, be aware of them. Each case, be aware and relax. Awareness is most important. While sitting is not worth thinking about anything. Nothing is worth fantasizing about. Awareness and relaxation are most important. Stay open to the experience, and whatever happens, relax, he says. And then he said he wanted us to do something. He says, I'm going to count to three. And on three, I want you to relax double how you feel. Double relax how you feel. So when he counted down and I relaxed double, I felt my awareness drop into my heart cave. It just plopped. It plopped. And this great ray pendulum, it felt like the bob to the pendulum was this awareness. It was just moving back and forth in my heart chakra. And not the heart cave. That man sure knows how to have you experience your true nature or to experience deep relaxation. He talked about this awareness pervades everything and is prior to everything, prior to all experiences. Recognize awareness that is always present. You may get lost in mental imaging. All we need do is relax and notice awareness is here right now. You do not have to figure out what to do with each thing, just relax with awareness. He explained this basic practice will transform and awaken us. Just relax and be aware. I was talking with Ed about this. And at the end of last week's teaching, I think I was talking to Dee and Ed again, that seekers must become finders. Oh, no, it was Julia. Hey, it was Julia, and Julia's here. It was Julia, and I think I forget if it was Dee or Ed. But the thing is, enough already with buying more books and uh, 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 getting more involved intellectually in the thinking mind. I mean, people, you all that are here with me, you've been meditating or contemplating God's presence for probably 10 years or more, right? Could be 15 or 20 years. Enough already. Seekers must become finders. So how do you become a finder? Is you actually be honest with yourself. How much during the day am I fully 100% present with what I'm doing while I'm doing it? Actually have yourself a journal and a chart and realize, oh, I'm going to do better on this. And have a sticky note. I've got sticky notes. Mine are yellow. You can have any color you want. But sticky notes where you are reminding yourself to remember, to be present 100%. Just try being 100% fully present with whatever you're doing while you're doing it. It will transform your life because you will become aware your mind's wandered off to the past or the future, and you bring your awareness back to the now. You keep doing that, what you're doing, you're opening up that thinking right, left brain hemisphere into the right spiritual hemisphere. You're rejoining your heart with your mind, where your thoughts are now becoming loving thoughts. This is a whole transformation, a deconditioning and reconditioning of your body. That's sort of like, what was it, a week ago or 10 days ago, where I finally said, enough already. I'm going to lay down here in my bed and I'm not getting up till I'm awakened or my bones turn to dust. Enough already. Enough of this emotional roller coaster of having this feeling and then that feeling and wandering off with a made up story, Oh, and Lama Roger brought up about after each sitting, when you do go to a teaching or you do a meditation sitting, write down what you've learned during that session. He says you're asking yourself two questions. Where are those two questions? They are uh, two things. What did I learn today? And what did I learn about how to practice today? What did I learn today? And what did I learn about how to practice? And what I learned from Lama Roger yesterday was relaxation and awareness are the key to awakening. And then how to apply it in my practice was how for me to become, I want to be totally aware when my body feels contracted and not open and relaxed, to then take a breath, breathe, smile, and relax, and bring my awareness to the right now, what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And then he commented that writing down what you learned and then what I'm how did I learn about how to practice today? If you write down your experiences, something uh, stabilizes. And I can verify that's what's helped me in my awakening is as I have these experiences, I stop and hand write them down. And then due to this Zoom meeting, I then word process them. And in order to do that, guess what? I'm really back in the experience. I'm back uh, uh, trying to use words to explain the experience. And in doing that, it actually then deepens the experience. And it's causing that experience to stabilize. And then the next day, whatever I experience builds on that. So I highly recommend a journaling and each day and after after meditation or after you're writing to relax and maybe sit with it because yeah, I think it was Sunday morning TV show on CBS. They went to a I mean, it was a science lab of some sort, and it was about people with insomnia, and in this one of these studies, they had little toddlers, meaning 2 years or so of age, and they had invented toys, um, made toys, four different toys, and they'd given them an unusual name, a made up name like Zomb, ZOMB or something. And so there'd be one little toddler sitting across this small little short table, little toddler table, and two women. One woman would show the child the toy and name it, and show him the toy and name it. And the little kid could play with it. Then they gave him the next toy. There were four toys. They broke the group into two groups. One group, immediately after they got done showing them the toys and they got to play with, feel the toys, hold the toys, and name them and all, they'd repeat the names to the women. The one group, they had them go immediately into this room where all these games were, slides and tables and toys everywhere. And they kept them awake for hours. The second group, immediately after they were done, they took them to a room and let them take a nap. So they found 80% of the children that they let them take a nap remembered the toys and the name of the toys, the next day when they brought up the toy. The group that they had them go and immediately play, only 30% remembered the toy's name. So the gist is taking that nap, sitting with, relaxing, and being with whatever insights and revelations what you're experiencing versus just being off and about in a bunch of action activities. After you do a meditation session or a teaching, etc., you get the point. All right, let's see. Okay, that's that. Now, I didn't get to this and I don't want to overextend. So next week I will cover deviations from the view, which is a whole list of things that we do during meditation, like not competing, not comparing, not collecting, not reacting to the thoughts. There's a whole list of things we do in meditation that if we become aware of them, what happens then when you're off the meditation cushion, you become aware of when you're competing in the world and comparing yourself to other people in the world. You're applying those same deviations from the view of clear light presence, uh, to instead be doing these activities that cause you to stay stuck in the conditioned thinking mind. I'll cover those next week. Any thought, questions, or comments before I stop the recording? And I really, really appreciate y'all that came out tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Love each of you dearly.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to go, but I don't know if you heard me, but I guess it was Timo's leading on Wednesday. I mentioned a dream that I had a few days before. Like when waking up, it was I dreamt it, and I mean, I was with the Dalai Lama. I mean, I'd gone there with somebody I don't know, and then the Dalai Lama was there with some Rinpoche who I did know, not in real life, but I mean, in the dream, oh yeah, I know him. And then this monk therapist who I know well. And the monk therapist, I don't know if I mentioned this to Timo, but he said, he's sort of egging me on to say something. And I told the Dalai Lama, I said, I study a lot of religions. And the Dalai Lama looked at me and he said, would you like a major healing? And, his eyes shifted a little bit and I said, yes. And then I woke up and that was it.
Well, Ed, I remember when you said that to
Okay.
Timo, and thanks for sharing. You know what I take from that? When you said, I study a lot of religions, and the
Yeah.
Dalai Lama said, would you like for a healing?
Yeah.
For
A
me, what the
major healing.
healing, what the healing is to be a finder and not a seeker. Quit your studying of religions. That's the healing, Ed.
Okay. Thank you. Gotta go.
Yeah, wham! Just take one of those, Ed, to your third eye. Just do it.
No, yeah, you're
Just
right.
do it,
You're
Ed.
right.
Quit delaying. Be a finder, not a seeker. You've done enough studying. I love you, Ed. Thank you for let me be straightforward with you.
Oh, by
Love
all
you.
means, by all means, love you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. So we'll stop the recording.